New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring. We invite you to join our prayer broadcast every day at 8:15 a.m. and 8:15 p.m. Mountain Time. Send us your prayer requests or schedule a private prayer session by emailing prayer@ntmedia.org. And now, it's time to pray together.
Hello, folks. Welcome. It is time for morning prayer on Thursday, November 6th, 2025. My name is Muro. I'm a prayer practitioner here on the New Thought Media Network, and I am honored and delighted to be able to share this time with you in prayer. Prayer, our way of not only speaking and listening to the One, but also our way of knowing our truth, affirming it, aligning ourselves with the reality, not the things that might be factual about our lives, but the things that are true about our lives. Because we have this connection, the connection to the One. So, what I want to share with you this morning is this from the Daily Word for November 2025. When life feels uncertain, when circumstances are in flux, and I feel unsteady because of it, I may long for certainty and security. I find my comfort and reassurance in divine order as I remind myself that worldly matters are always changing, but the presence and love of God are enduring and changeless. This feels particularly important to me these days because I do believe that life feels uncertain in many ways for me. And I do recognize that there are a great many things in flux. And it does absolutely bring me to feeling uneasy, unsteady. Now, I have a choice. Do I choose to give in to that uncertainty? Do I give in to that unsteadiness? Or do I choose to do something about that? And the something that I choose to do sometimes is making a change in my life. There might very well be things that I can do, things that I can do to negate or to diminish the things that are dangerous for me, the things that could cause problems. But then again, there are also things that I have no control over whatsoever, but I do have control over how I act and react. And so that is when I recognize the importance of always turning to the One, always allowing the presence of God to shine through. And so think about what it is that might be causing you uncertainty, what might make you feel insecure. Think about ways in which you have been held by God, Allah, Gaia, the universe, whatever term you use. Think about ways in which you want to open yourselves more fully to that. So let's go into prayer. I'll invite you to close your eyes or soften your gaze, whichever is comfortable and safe for you to do. Allow yourself this moment to be fully present. And so by breathing deeply, allowing myself to fill my lungs, to bring that life-giving oxygen, allowing myself to release what no longer serves, allowing my body to relax into this moment, I can feel how the chair beneath me, the earth beneath me, provides a solid base, a hug, if you will. But as I turn further inward, I sense the presence of the One. And it is that presence that is always there. So for me, I know that when I am feeling that uncertainty, when I am feeling that doubt, when I am feeling the chaos that sometimes exists in my world, I know that there is a place of calm, that there is a place of peace, there is a place of comfort. And it's within my spirit, because my spirit is part of the One. I am literally one with the One. And knowing that that is true, knowing that this incredible power that exists in the universe, this force that we call God, or we call the universe, we call Gaia, whatever it is that we call it, Allah, knowing the strength of that, we know that there is nothing that can possibly withstand. There is nothing that can possibly be outside of it. The all-encompassing nature of the One provides a comfort. It provides an understanding that no matter what is happening, we are always within the presence of the One. That presence makes itself known in so many different ways. For me, I see it so clearly when I'm in nature. I see it so clearly when I hear the laughter of a child's voice, when I see the beauty of art, the smile in my loved one's face. I can feel it so deeply. And yet, it is easy for me to forget. It is easy for me to get caught up in what is going on around me. But the more that I allow the outside to inform the inside, the more out of control I will be in times of stress. It's easy to think of the things that are external to myself as being the things that I need to pay attention to, and I do. But I cannot ever let those things be what controls me, what limits me, what forces me into a particular path. When I was recovering from addiction, I remember hearing the phrase, "This too shall pass," which was a real comfort when I was just so stressed, so convinced that I could not possibly make it through another day. And so I took that to heart, that this too shall pass, that there was indeed a greater power that was looking after me. But I also heard that same phrase, "This too shall pass," when things felt fantastic. It felt marvelous because I never wanted them to end. I wanted to be able to live in that moment, in that happiness, in that whatever it was that made me feel comfortable. But I was told this too shall pass, recognizing that all things change in this plane, recognizing that conditions and circumstances are indeed temporary. When I compare them to the divine, I recognize that the only absolute guarantee that exists comes from the divine, the immutable, unchangeable, always present, always powerful, always loving Spirit of the One. That is where I can put my faith, my belief, and even my hope. I use that word. I use it as a noun, not as a verb. When I say, I hope something happens, I feel like I'm giving too much to the outside, as opposed to, I have hope. I have this expectancy of good. Because I know, without a doubt, that loving Spirit wants nothing less for me than the most that I am willing to accept. I think of that often. However much I have accepted into my life, however much good I have seen, however much abundance I have felt, is nothing compared to what is possible. It is nothing compared to what loving Spirit has for me. And so I open my heart, I open my mind, and I open my spirit to that abundance, to that incredible flow of goodness, the incredible power of grace itself, the grace that lights my way, the grace that straightens that crooked road, the grace that eases the journey. And the recognition that regardless of what step I take, loving Spirit is always there with me. And if I have taken a step that feels right, I can feel that blessing. If I have taken a step that does not feel right, that feels like a misstep in my life, then I can learn something from that. And that is also a blessing. And so I see my life as this series of blessings. I see my life as this series of challenges or invitations. My choice as to how I decide to see them. But I recognize in all cases that loving Spirit is here with me. And so today, my prayer for myself and for each and every one of us is that we can open ourselves to that we can allow the divine to inform us, that we can recognize that the solidity of love, of the divine within us, is greater than any uncertainty, greater than any doubt, greater than any circumstance or condition. By holding to that, I know that each of us can have a more fulfilling life, an easier way of dealing with the things that are troubling, the things that want to take us away from that path. And also something that enhances all that is so good and so loving and so wonderful, because we engage fully with all that we are. And so knowing that all that I have spoken. I have spoken because I feel and hear this word. I know that this is the truth. And I am glad, I am thankful, and I am confident. And so as I release that word to the law which always says yes, I say, Amen, Ashe, and so it is. I find my comfort and reassurance in divine order as I remind myself that worldly matters are always changing, but the presence and love of God are enduring and changeless. Indeed. Hey, Soul Love, how are you? Happy Thursday to you too. And so it is. All right, folks, I've gone way over time again. My apologies. But please, always, always, always remember that you are loved and you are love. I'll see you soon. Namaste.
On behalf of everyone at New Thought Media Network, thank you for being a member of our virtual family. Your financial contributions help share the New Thought message with people from around the world. Please visit and contribute at www.ntmedia.org/donate. New Thought Media Network, come be you. And please like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace and blessings. On behalf of the New Thought Media Network, thank you for being with us for this special prayer broadcast. We look forward to being with you again soon, 8:15 a.m. or 8:15 p.m. Mountain Time. Until then.